a sense, we actually looked into the importance of data visualization and what exactly is data visualization. We looked into that and then we slightly moved on to understand what is the meaning of Tableau. Got an idea on Tableau. Then Tableau as a software or as a product, what are the things it is providing to end users? This is something which we got aware of. Now it is important for us to relate how each of these product which is there inside your Tableau bundle software is going to work together. So once you understand how this is going to work together, you'll get an idea on how the Tableau is basically working. In fact, speaking in the last session, when I was explaining you about each of these products which is there in the Tableau bundle, I even gave you a scenario. So in the scenario, you got an idea like, each step that was associated, each step which is happening in an organization, how exactly is carried out and how each product in a bundle is related to what. So this idea is definitely there with us. So it will not be a problem to understand how the Tableau is working for us. All right. So now let us try to understand how this Tableau is working. The primary responsibility or the major work any Tableau software is expected to carry out means the major responsibility is, of course, the software should be in a position to connect to different platforms. So all the types of platforms which I have displayed over here, you have an Excel, you have an PDF, which you have a database, maybe an Oracle database, or it could be a SQL database. We do not know. Okay. And also you have your Amazon Web Services. So all these places, there is a possibility that a data is residing. So now if you wanted to perform a visualization for an organization, it is mandatory that the major work is in fact just to get all the data from multiple data sources into one place, and then you perform the visualization. So that's what is expected from a Tableau to do it. So since this is connecting and extracting is supposed to be the major responsibility, so how this whole responsibility is going to happen and what is the total workflow that needs to be followed? This is what we need to understand how Tableau is working. First of all, you open your Tableau, right? Just you will have either your Tableau, which is a desktop Tableau where you have installed your Tableau in your local machine. You just double click on that shortcut to open your Tableau desktop. So once you have opened that, this is what you call it as a launching, right? So once you launched it, the first and foremost thing that you will try to do with respect to Tableau is that you will want to connect to the databases. So in meaning, for whatever data you wanted to perform visualization, that corresponding data needs to reside in your Tableau. That's what is the first step that you would be looking in for. Okay. So exactly, we need to connect to the database. So once your Tableau is going to be launched, there are always a ready data connectors which is available. Okay. So all these type of connectors will help you to connect to any kind of database, irrespective of whether it is going to be an Excel or it is going to be a PDF or it is going to be an Oracle database or it is an Amazon Web Service. Irrespective of any of these things, connectors are available from Tableau to get connected to the corresponding databases. Once the connection is done, naturally you will be in a position to load the data into your Tableau. So the first step that you will carry out is getting the data inside your Tableau environment. And that process of getting the data to inside your Tableau environment, you will achieve it by making use of your Tableau connectors. That's over. Now you have your data, which is there inside your Tableau. Once launched, you have your data inside your Tableau. Now it is the responsibility of the data engineer comes into play, or otherwise any data analyst would start to work at this stage. Okay. So this connected and extracted data, it could be connected live to a Tableau data engine. So that Tableau data engine is what you call it as a Tableau desktop. Okay. So only in the Tableau desktop, you have your data analyst or a data engineer is going to take up the responsibility of working with the data and developing some kind of visualization. Okay, so they need to pull up these records from which was being extracted from multiple sources, and then they start doing visualization. Basically, they try to develop some visualization. Now, in case if a data engineer or your data analyst has successfully performed the operations of the data visualization, then the created dashboards is going to be shared between multiple users. Okay, so the multiple users which I'm talking about, if you remember the previous example of previous session, we had a e-commerce company or a store was there, and then for a store you have a sales data, and then the sales data was extracted from multiple sources, and then the data engineer starts working on this extracted data. They will gain some insight, and those insight is going to be presented to whom? It is going to be presented to the higher officials. So higher officials will look into this insights, and then they are going to take some decisions. And after a decision is made, then it is going to go back to the whole team which is working again in the same company, and then they are going to do kind of modifications that needs to be done in an organization, so that the organization's structure is going to be improved, or sales is going to be improved, anything it is. So this is the flow. So now Tableau desktop data engineer visualization is done. Then this visualization will be available in the form of a static files. Okay, so this static files will have to be shared between different users, and the users will be receiving the dashboards. Okay, and how they will view this dashboards means, there comes the responsibility of your Tableau reader, and the Tableau reader with the assistance of Tableau reader, any users who is working inside the organization will be in a position to view the dashboards which is being shared by the data engineers. Then this is one way, or otherwise whatever data you're getting it from, the data which you are extracting from the Tableau's desktop could also be published to your Tableau server. This is one way. So why it will be published to your Tableau server is basically, Tableau server is an enterprise platform where once you keep all the data in the server, multiple people can access it from the server. This is one more way you can actually access the dashboards which is being created by the data engineer. So you put all the whatever dashboards you are created by the data engineer, you are going to maintain it in a server, because there is always a possibility that these are some kind of data that need not be visible to the engineering level people who is available in an organization, whereas these type of dashboards or these type of insights is something that must be available to somebody who is in a managerial positions. So in that case, if you will allow everyone to view the dashboards using Tableau reader, that doesn't work for us. So in case if you wanted to restrict in terms of you wanted to employ a governance, and also you wanted to decide on how this distribution is going to happen, and also you wanted to have a secure kind of things with the dashboards, then probably you will publish this data in your Tableau server, and then from a Tableau server the end users can access the files irrespective of whichever location they are in. They will be in a position to access these files. So accessing the file need not be from a single system only. They can access it from multiple devices. Okay, they can even access it from your mobile phone once it is available in your Tableau server. Okay, so this is about the workflow. Okay, so this is how a Tableau generally works. It's a very generic workflow. Okay, now with this explanation, what you could have got an idea is that see, if you wanted to perform data analytics in Tableau, okay, there are two ways that you can do it. One, you have some tools which is called as a developer tools. So what are developer tools means? Of course, certain tools which is going to be helpful for you in the development, and then maybe for designing of chart, dashboard, report, visualization, all these things will come under the developer tools. So only we have two types of tools here. One is your Tableau public, another one is your Tableau desktop. And you have a sharing tool. So sharing tool, you have to, this is generally for sharing your reports, visualization, and dashboards. So most of the time, the products that is falling into into this particular category is your Tableau Online and Tableau Reader and Tableau Server. Okay, so that's the major classification of the type of tools which is available in your Tableau. So we just got an idea on what is the general flow of your Tableau working.